Hello, it's Teacher Chloe. I hope that everybody's doing okay and is safe during this time. I'm really missing you guys and I can't wait till we're back in class together. But for now, this is how you're going to learn with me. We're going to do some videos. Yesterday, I sent you a video about all of the different organs inside of our body. Today, I'm going to be talking a bit more in depthly about some of the systems, because there's many systems, but particularly about the respiratory system. And the respiratory system consists of different structures and organs that allow for gas exchange, so basically breathing in and out for animals and plants. We're going to be focusing obviously on animals, specifically on human beings. So let's take a look, see at what's on the screen today. We can see that there is a nice diagram over here, and I'm not going to go in depth with it because we will do that later. But let's take a look, see at all the different components to this diagram. We have ribs, we have intercostal muscles, a trachea, the right bronchi, we have bronchioli, we have a heart, we have the air sacs or the alveoli, and a diaphragm. Let's look at this picture over here, this first picture. We can see that the air is going in through the nose and the mouth, so we are breathing in or inhaling. So when we breathe in, the intercostal muscles contract and the diaphragm pulls down. This makes the chest expand. This causes the air to be sucked into the lungs. So put your hands onto your chest and take a deep breath in. You can feel that your chest is lifting, it's expanding. And now we're going to let that air out. And you can feel that your rib cage is falling inwards or downwards because it is letting all the air out. And when this happens, it is exhaling. So the intercostal muscles and the diaphragm then relaxes and the air is pushed out of the lungs as the rib cage falls downwards and inwards. So that is basically how breathing works. Our lungs breathe in and out. But there's a lot more than just our lungs, as you can see by this diagram. So let's look more in depthly at all the little components that help with the respiratory system. So the first one we have here is the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is the large space between the nose and the trachea. Air passes through here when we breathe. So obviously you breathe in through your nose as well as your mouth. Then we have the larynx. This is basically the voice box. So it produces sound so that we can talk. It's very important for communication. Then we have the trachea. So air passes through here when we breathe in and out. It has rings of cartilage to prevent it from collapsing. If we didn't have these rings of cartilage, then our trachea could actually fall flat on itself and we wouldn't be able to breathe. Then we have the bronchi. These are tubes that carry air between the trachea and the bronchioles of each lung. So if you follow the trachea going down, at the end you'll find two pieces like this that go into each lung. Then we have the bronchioles. These are tiny tubes that carry air between the bronchi and the alveoli. They all work together. So let's look at the alveoli and see what they do when they work together. Gaseous exchange takes place here. O2, which is oxygen, is absorbed into the bloodstream, and CO2, which is carbon dioxide, passes out of the bloodstream. So basically, they work well together in order to put blood into our, to put oxygen into our blood, and to take carbon dioxide out of our blood. Then we have the lungs, and they are obviously a very important component because they're sort of like the housing of where everything is happening. So these are the organs that extract oxygen from the air and expel waste carbon dioxide. We also have a diaphragm. Let me just move this down a bit. So this is a dome-shaped muscle that contracts and flattens when we breathe in. We also have ribs, and I know that ribs are technically a bone and it's part of like the skeleton. However, they're important for the respiratory system because the bones protect the lungs and other organs within the chest. And it's very important for those organs to be protected so that they can do what they need to do. Within those ribs, we will also have intercostal muscles. These contract and move the rib cage up and out when we breathe in or out. That is how we were feeling our chest moving up and down. Our ribs are actually slightly flexible in the way that they allow our lungs to expand and contract. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to watch a nice video. It's not too long, and then after that I'm going to explain to you what you're going to be doing for me. Let's take a look-see. I'm going to just make sure that the volume is loud and that you can hear everything within this video. Okay, it's on 100%. So let's listen.
Take a big breath in, hold it, and breathe out. Now let's begin. You just use your respiratory system. It is a system in humans that is designed to extract oxygen from the air so we can use it in respiration around the body, and at the same time get rid of carbon dioxide gas into the air, which is the waste product from respiration. Let's follow a molecule of oxygen gas as it travels through the respiratory system. As you inhale, the molecule is drawn in through the mouth or the nose. It goes into the back of the throat where it enters a tube called the trachea. The trachea or windpipe has special rings of cartilage to keep it open at all times so you can breathe if you are lying down asleep or on a trampoline. The oxygen molecule now travels down the trachea and then will go into either the left or the right lung via a tube called the bronchus. This bronchus then splits into smaller tubes called bronchioles. And finally, the oxygen molecule will make its way into a tiny air sac called an alveolus. These alveoli are surrounded by tiny blood vessels called capillaries, and the oxygen molecule now passes across from the air into the blood via a process called diffusion. At the same time, the carbon dioxide molecule goes the other way, coming out of the blood and into the alveoli as you exhale. As you exhale, the carbon dioxide will take this journey back up the bronchioles, the bronchus, the trachea, and out of the mouth. This happens to millions of molecules with each breath, as you have about 300 million alveoli in each lung. On average, you breathe like this 12 to 16 times a minute. Why not count yours after this video? Unlike your digestive system, the respiratory system is a dead end. If something bad gets into your lungs, it's very hard to get it back out. As usual, the body has an answer to it. Look very closely at the cells lining the trachea and the bronchi. Some of them have tiny little hairs on them called cilia. And in between these cells are other cells called goblet cells that are secreting mucus. This mucus traps dirt, dust, and bacteria before it enters the lungs. The cilia then waft this mucus up into the mouth where it can be swallowed to be killed by your stomach acid. There are many things that can go wrong with your lungs, such as asthma, pneumonia, and diseases associated with smoking, such as emphysema and chronic bronchitis. However, if you have a problem, the doctor may perform a bronchoscopy. This is when they put a tube with a light and a camera on it into your airways and look for signs of inflammation or bleeding. Take a big breath in, hold it, and breathe out, and relax.
Okay, so our video is finished. So it's very interesting to see exactly how the respiratory system works, because it's obviously very important. It's one of the most important things. Well, our whole body, all of the systems are so important. They have different roles to play, but this allows us to breathe, which is essential to survival. So what's going to happen now is you're going to get a worksheet that is all to do with the respiratory system. What you can do is you can use this video to help you answer the information or the questions that you need to. And if you're really unsure or uncertain of something, you can ask, anybody that's at home with you. You can use the internet or a dictionary, any sort of thing that's going to help you to better understand. I'm missing you very much. I can't wait till we're back in school again, and you must really enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to say bye-bye now, okay?